guess in the end, I'm sorry.
You don't have to.
Please!
No one's asking you to do this. What are you thinking?
This is not the world I want you to live in.
And we can fix it together.
Finally. Finally. I always knew it'd come to an end one day. I just didn't realize I'd feel this satisfying. If I'd known I could have found myself finally, could have closed my eyes and finally rested, perhaps this would have come sooner. But at long last, everything I've been, everything I ever was, it's all finally come to culmination. This is who I am. This is who I'll die. And I'm finally free. Finally. Why did I do it? Because I loved people. In truth, I never wanted to die. In fact, I'd had a deathly fear of it ever since I was forced to watch what happened to my mother. But at some point, I think it started to weigh down on me. Becoming something so loathed does have its side effects after all. I began to slowly, gradually, become accustomed to the belief that maybe I should be. With each and every passing death I was forced to witness, each life I watched go, it felt as if I was only being pulled down stronger. As if they were all questioning, as if the world wanted to know, why had each and every one of them died? Except me. I was the one who deserved it. I was the one who killed people and who did nothing but harm others. They should have lived. But it was always me. Perhaps that's why I was stuck with an ever-growing urge, deep down inside, to do something good. Because I thought that maybe, if I could do enough of that, then I may earn the right to live. But it was never enough. Every single person I've known has come to abandon me, either through death or some other terrible fate, or by turning their back on me. I began to reach out frantically, looking for any sign of help or hope. And it was her who caught it. I thought I'd finally had a chance once again. In the midst of a world where everybody hated me, or whom I've harmed, a chance to start fresh. But I was wrong. Now so much has happened. I arrived here in Eternia and finally found a world that wasn't a living hell. I began to hope for things I never dared, that I could dream for myself before. Till I reached too far. I took a deal, a bargain, that I never should have done. Perhaps it was the weight of my father's expectations. Perhaps it was the omen that I would somehow inherit this insanity in which I already had. Or perhaps it was the never-ending urge I felt to be sacrificial enough to rival whom I believed my mother had been. But I could never be her. I could never. I made a foolish decision. I chose to escape. What a foolish choice that had been. But who can really blame me? I know that. Even if I went back in time. Again, and again, and again, I'd always have made that choice. I mean, who could refuse the one thing they've always wanted? And it worked. I finally had the happiness, the love, the joy, the family. It was everything I'd always wanted. But then it all came crashing down. My choices, my imbecilic greed, cost both me and them everything. They always said that I was smart, some kind of genius. But somehow I feel like there's no one more foolish than me. I'd always been one to dream, one to fight against the wrath of fate, to do whatever it takes to live up to my dreams, no matter how impossible. But this was one thing that I shouldn't have sought after. I knew it could never be deep inside. When I saw what my own actions had done to them, what they had done to her, I couldn't handle the rage and emotions I'd felt. I was the one who'd caused this. I was the one who caused her to go to such lengths, solely because of my greed and pride. I'd made myself this way, got stuck in this stupid deal, and I was the one who dared to get so close to her, to somehow dream of having love. And now, the one thing I should have always been able to prevent from the start, the one thing only I had the power to stop in Solaris, but that I never could, had taken her too. That's when I realized it. I realized with unknown certainty that all of my growing suspicions and feelings would come to pass. For despite how hard I had fought to prove to myself that I was worthy of living, to the world, I had ultimately failed. Every time. I thought if I tried hard enough, that I could somehow prove it to them, to myself, that, maybe I could be allowed to keep going in the end, that maybe it was okay that I had survived instead of all of them. So yeah, I ultimately didn't get away with that. I did decide to give my life away. I did die. And if I may say, I mean, it felt like what I'd been waiting for my whole life had finally come true. It's indescribable. But I didn't do what I did to die. I did it to live.